I think this music that's playing right now, Dave, I think we need to get this for some of our bumpers. I'll just ask Robbie Springborn. I think it's his CD collection, so we'll get some of this stuff. Cool. M&M. Grammy Awards are tomorrow night. What's that? Grammy Awards tomorrow night.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't think it's as hot in here as it was against North.
Not yet.
I guess I still have ice in my veins, so. Male cheerleader.
All right, bring her on back. And welcome back to the Redbird Arena. Here, as we get set for tonight's national anthem, we will send you courtside.
Good evening, high school basketball fans. Welcome to the final home game for the Fond du Lac Cardinals as they host the Oshkosh West Wildcats. At this time, please remove your hats as you stand in reverence for our national anthem, sung by senior Josh Borowski.
And there's tonight's national anthem here at the Redbird Arena. Let's go back courtside for the starting lineups.
Now, let's meet the starters for tonight's game. From Oshkosh, a sophomore, 5'10", number 4, Josh Hansen. A junior, 6'8", number 34, Tom Benning. A junior, 6'6", number 42, James Anderson. A sophomore, 6'8", number 52, David Christensen. And a freshman, 6'5", number 54, Andy Colgard. And now, from Fond du Lac, a junior, 6', number 3, Chris Taylor. A junior, 5'10", number 13, Robbie Springborn. A senior, 6'4", number 15, Derek Arns. A junior, 6', number 20, Sean Bartel. And a senior, 6'3", number 34, Casey.
And there you hear tonight's starting lineups here from the Redbird Arena. The Fond du Lac Cardinals come in 13-3 in conference, 15-3 overall. Oshkosh West 11-5 in conference, 12-6 overall. As you get a look at the Oshkosh West head coach Steve Randall, and of course your Fond du Lac Cardinals are coached once again by Dick Diener. There you get a good look at Coach Dieter, as we get set for the opening tip-off from the Redbird Arena tonight. The Cardinals home away from home this season. 0-1 here at the Redbird Arena this season. They lost to the other Oshkosh team, Oshkosh North. Opening tip-off controlled by Oshkosh West, and we are just underway. Langenfeld has the basketball at the top of the key. He gives it off to Levin. Levin with it, being guarded by Sean Bartelt. The Cardinals beating Oshkosh West, and their only matchup this season up in Oshkosh. Langenfeld with it, now to Polka. Cardinals now double teamed by Springmore and Bartelt. Levin takes it, passes it underneath. Good ball rotation by Oshkosh West, shot and miss, and then a follow rebound basket by Dane Secker-Anderson. And Oshkosh West gets on the board first, 2-0.
Now West with some nice ball movement, rotating the ball around, making sure everybody gets a good touch at the basketball on their first offensive possession.
Cardinals now with the basketball. Sabalik thought about the three, now kicks it off to Bartelt. Bartelt, three-pointer by Bartelt off the back of the rim, no good. And Andy Polka, the 6'5" freshman for Oshkosh West, pulls down the rebound.
Big kid with a lot of years ahead of him in basketball, varsity basketball.
Not too often do you see a freshman in the starting lineup. Sometimes they bring freshmen up and will be a 6th or 7th man off the bench, but Polka in the starting lineup for Oshkosh West. Now Oshkosh West on offense. Good defense that time by the Cardinals, and then Casey Weiss is stripped away. Back at the end is Shivington, and he puts it in 4-0 in favor of Oshkosh West. Shivington, a sophomore, so some inexperience for the Oshkosh West Wildcats. Three-pointer on the way by Robbie Springborn is good.
A lot of size by Oshkosh West. You look at it, they got a couple of guys 6'8", guys 6'6", 6'5", 6'4". Definite size advantage for them, as you see right there. Number 34, Tom Levin, who's a center. He's 6'8", playing out on the perimeter. Fond du Lac players obviously at a height disadvantage.
Three-point basket on the way off the rim, no good. Coming in for the rebound is Shivington, shot no good. Ball loose on the court, and Sabes comes away with it. Saber for three, off the back of the rim, no good. And a strong rebound for Tom Levin.
4 rebounds already for Oshkosh West, including 2 offensive rebounds. That size advantage that they've had, they are using it to their advantage, both offensively and defensively, getting rebounds early on in the first quarter.
Langenfeld kicks it off, taking it baseline, shot off the rim, no good. Ball loose, and Derek Arndt comes away with the rebound for the Cardinals. Cardinals down 3-4 early going here from the Redbird Arena. Bartelt takes it in the paint, kicks it out to Springmore. Springmore now takes it back out. Bartelt to Derek Arndt. Springmore, three-pointer on the way, good! Robbie Springborn with 6 quick points, 2 three-pointers, give the Cardinals a 6-4 lead.
And Springborn looks to be dialed in here early going, as his outside jump shot falling down.
Polka with the basketball near the free throw line for Oshkosh West. Shot on the way is good by Dane Secker-Anderson.
Just amazed at the height of this Oshkosh West team. Size of a college team almost.
Yeah, they've got some sophomore, 2 freshmen actually. Another freshman, Derek Groth,
going to be
on the bench.
Tough team to deal with over the next couple of years.
Oshkosh West over the last couple of years has had a pretty good basketball program. A big-time contender with teams like Fond du Lac at the top of the conference. A couple of guys playing Division I ball at UW Milwaukee. Adrian Tiger, Dan Weiss. Sabalik for 3, off the back of the rim, no good. And Andy Polka comes away with a rebound.
Last time when the Cardinals had to play here at the Redbird Arena, formerly Goodrich High School, against Oshkosh North, Saberlick struggled with that outside shot. So far tonight, he's missed 2 three-point attempts.
Wildcats out with the basketball. Langenfeld gives it off to Secker-Anderson. Now Polka. Shivington. And a nice pass and a bucket by Secker Anderson, and Secker Anderson now with 6 points here in the first quarter.
Well, you mentioned these kids a little bit unfamiliar with, obviously don't practice here all the time. Did get a chance to practice here this week and talked about it, play a lot of summer basketball here at the Redbird Arena at the Riverside Elementary School.
A whistle and a foul. Last time the Cardinals played here, they really didn't anticipate playing here. Fond du Lac had the bomb threat at the high school, and the game got canceled there, and due to some wrestling activities the following day when the game was supposed to be made up, Fond du Lac had to move their basketball game here to the Redbird Arena. Casey Weiss with it, now off to Springborn. 2:57 remaining in the opening quarter. Springborn. Now to Bartelt.
Both teams have been patient on offense so far in this first quarter, Nick.
Yeah, they have, and the Cardinals kind of spreading it out a little bit. Saber Lake now to Springborn, to Bartelt. Casey Weiss takes it in, and a finger roll by Casey Weiss, and we have a tie basketball game, 8 apiece.
Casey is, they've kind of developed that shot so far this season, working on the baseline. He's done a nice job as the Cardinals force a turnover.
Springborn with it now, gives it off to Saberlick. Dilling. Now Springborn. 2:13 remaining in the first quarter. And it's a tied basketball game, 8-8. Casey Weiss now to Saberlick, now to Bartelt. Bartelt to Springborn. Cardinals continue to be patient on offense. Turnaround jump shot by Dilling, no good. Crashing the boards was Tom Lemon for the Oshkosh West Wildcats.
Well, the first time these two teams met each other, it was a slow, grinded-out basketball game, a 52-49 three-point victory for the Cardinals.
Post up in the lane to Secker Anderson, and a whistle and a jump ball. Possession arrow will be Fond du Lac. Good defensive play by the Cardinals that time.
And there you see some of that slippery floor in action as some of the players tumbling down to the ground.
Now some substitutions for Oshkosh West. One and a half remaining here in the first quarter, and it's a tie basketball game. Jim Dilling now to Springborn. Springborn has 2 3-pointers already, misses that one. And a strong rebound by the 6'8" Tom Levin.
That one in and out for Robbie Springborn.
Whistle and a blocking foul will go on Jim Dilling. They have, as you mentioned, a lot of height. Some of their guards and forwards are taller than a Fond du Lac center.
Must be the water in Oshkosh.
Turnaround in the lane, no good. Ball loose and a whistle, and an over-the-back foul will be on Oshkosh West. We'll check and see what goes on. It'll be on Matt Nowak. Second team foul, first personal. 1 minute straight up remaining, and anticipate the Cardinals holding for one shot like they do with about a minute left. Springborn now to John Shavy. Springborn. Saberlick out on top with it. Robbie. Well, Cardinals look like they're going to attack the hoop. Springborn now Saberlick with it. 35 seconds. Shavy, Saberlick. Good ball rotation. Springborn for 3. That is 3 3-pointers in the first quarter for Robbie Springborn, and 9 of the 11 Cardinal points.
Robbie is on fire here early going. Everything he is throwing up, going down, hitting from downtown.
10 seconds now. Oshkosh West looking to attack. Nice pass underneath. The basket is good by Shillington. 2 seconds, 1 second, Springborn on the buzzer! Oh! And we come to the end of the first quarter here from the Redbird Arena. Fond du Lac with an 11-10 lead. Back with second quarter action right after this on Charter Sports. For for the Fond du Lac Cardinals, 9 points. Dan Secker-Anderson for Oshkosh West.
We're gearing up for high school sports. Your first
6 points. And Sean, Cardinals with a 1-point lead here to start the second quarter.
And most of the offense predicating around the shooting of Robbie Springborn as the Cardinals running several plays to get him open for that 3-point shot. Cardinals successful at doing that, and so far that seems like the formula that they're going to be trying to ride here early going against Oshkosh West.
And for the second quarter play-by-play, here is Sean Kaiser.
1-point lead for the Cardinals as Oshkosh West inbounds the basketball to start the second quarter. West 5 of 8 shooting in the first quarter, while Fond du Lac was 4 of 10. Off the glass and in is a good basket for Secker-Anderson, and Oshkosh West now up by 1.
Well, Secker-Anderson has been the scoring so far for Oshkosh West. He's averaging 9.6 points a game. He's got 8 points already.
6'6" junior forward, Secker-Anderson. Robbie thought about that one. He's got the big 6'8" Shivington in his face. That's going to make it tougher for Robbie to get some of those shots off, as Springborn, of course, only checks in at 5'10", giving up almost a foot defensively when Shivington is covering him, as West is in his zone defense. That's why they kind of rotated Robbie around so he would be out of there. Cardinals missed that shot, and West comes away with their 8th rebound of the night, only 2 boards for the Cardinals.
I've been very impressed with Fond du Lac Station offense so far, doing a good job. Everybody pretty much getting their hands on it, moving the ball around and finding an open shot.
Oshkosh West also patient. It's almost like watching two similar teams play, other than the height differential between the two teams, as Oshkosh West and Fond du Lac have both been very patient on offense. As a runner in the lane is no good, but once again we see an offensive rebound by Oshkosh West. Cardinals just not boxing out. Shivington able to get that bucket.
Well, that time Shivington with a nice job just crashing the boards, putting the bucket in. Only 2 guys have scored for Oshkosh West, then Shivington and Secker-Anderson.
Shavy down low to Casey Weiss. Weiss got in trouble with it, and he turned it over. 14-11, Oshkosh West leads Fond du Lac. 6:14 to go in the second quarter. Springborn hounding Josh Langenfeld. Now a pass down low, trying to go glass, no good. Offensive tip-up, no good. Another offensive rebound for Oshkosh West, but that time they are unable to convert. I guess with 4 offensive rebounds by Oshkosh West and the Cardinals only trailing by 3, should feel fortunate here in the second quarter. A lot of that size playing out on the perimeter with this zone defense. As Springborn going to crank up another 3. That one's short, but Casey Weiss able to battle around and get an offensive rebound for the Cardinals.
Good job by Casey Weiss that time. Great hustle for Fond du Lac, and he got to the rebound first.
The Cardinals very patient on offense as Dilling turns from around the free throw line, and Jim Dilling's shot was off. As Oshkosh West quickly up the court, ball deflected by Casey Weiss. Nice job of Casey getting back on defense. Sean Bartelt and Matt Saporsky going to be checking in for the Cardinals.
Fond du Lac yet to hit a field goal so far in the second quarter, excuse me. And you take a look at Coach Diener trying to figure out what his team can do offensively to make some changes and get some points on the board. And Steve Randall's team's off to a 4-0 run to start the second quarter.
And a whistle, foul on Fond du Lac, will be their second team foul. Foul is on number 34, Casey Weiss, his first personal foul. Oshkosh West will be inbounding under their basket, up 14-11, 5 minutes, 8 seconds left in the second quarter. Down low, and the West offensive player getting hounded by the Cardinals. Fond du Lac able to get the rebound. Robbie Springborn leading the way for the Cardinals with 9 points so far. All of them coming in the first quarter. All of them 3-point baskets. Robbie 3 of 5 shooting from outside. Robbie getting instantly double-teamed every time he touches the ball now at the top of the perimeter.
Oshkosh West playing a 2-3 zone right now, Sean, on defense.
The Cardinals having a little bit of some problems with that zone as Casey Weiss puts the ball on the floor. Tried going to the hole, was unable to convert, and then a turnover, a steal by Saberlick. So the Cardinals get the ball back. little wrestling with a couple of the players there, but the officials did not call a whistle. This game is flying by, Nick. 4 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the second quarter. 14-11, Oshkosh West leads.
And one reason, only 2 fouls apiece between each team. Very mistake-free basketball game. But right now, Fond du Lac has to figure out how to score against this 2-3 zone of Oshkosh West. Fond du Lac now halfway through the second quarter, yet to score.
Matt Sikorsky with a nice dish down low to Sean Bartelt, who is coming down the lane. Shot block goes out of bounds. You're happy that the Cardinals are patient on offense, but maybe a little bit too patient. They have no rhythm on offense.
No, they don't. Not right now. And they did in the first quarter of play. Robbie Springborn had the hot hand from the outside. Other than Springborn, the only other person to get in the scorebook has been Casey Weiss. You know, you mentioned earlier this year, Saberlick kind of struggled here at the Redbird Arena. Tonight, he hasn't had anything that has fallen yet for him either.
And a shot blocked inside. Knocking that one away was Tom Levin.
Now retaliation foul will be on Casey Weiss. That'll be his second personal.
It's Casey Weiss playing at the high post there around the free throw line, and he gets it, he turns, nobody's there, he puts the ball on the floor and comes up and tries to shoot the jump shot.
Casey Weiss will go to the bench with 2 fouls, and into the game for him will be Derek Arndt.
14-11, the lead for Oshkosh West with 3 minutes and 26 seconds to go in the second quarter. Second quarter, which is basically flown by. Foul on the Cardinals. That one's going to be on Derek Arndt. 4th team foul on Fond du Lac.
You know, we talked about the fouls, and now more fouls than there were before. Whistle's starting to be blown a little bit.
Slowly picking up as the Cardinals just not in any sort of rhythm. The crowd here, a decent crowd for Fond du Lac, as their side is about 3/4 full, stolen away there. Saberlick with another steal, but the crowd really hasn't gotten into it. Not a loud crowd tonight.
No, things have been pretty quiet, and the pace of the game has dictated it. A very slow, not really a quick-paced game whatsoever.
Pass from the high post out to Saberlick, who throws up an air ball. The Cardinals scoreless so far in the second quarter. We've got 2 minutes and 47 seconds left.
Only 4 points has been scored in this quarter. Oshkosh West has had all 4, but Oshkosh West really no rhythm either on offense right now.
Fond du Lac student section chanting defense, trying to make some noise here in the Redbird Arena. We're at the former Goodrich High School for this basketball matchup between Fond du Lac and Oshkosh West, and travel call. As you see, Coach Randall for Oshkosh West, Coach Diener there in the distant background, both of them giving instruction to their team.
Either one of these teams could be awarded the #1 seed in the sectional and the first round bye. It would be nice to get that first round bye. We will find those out yet this week.
Very patient offense by the Cardinals as they try to break this zone down, and that shot blocked. And Sikorsky battling inside, and Sikorsky turns it over. Let his emotion get the best of him. Sikorsky, after his shot was blocked. Fond du Lac still struggling against that 2-3 zone. You got to give Oshkosh West head coach Steve Randall a lot of credit. He's been able to, his team has gone into that zone and have done a good job on keeping Fond du Lac scoreless with 2 minutes left here in the second quarter. And a charge going to be called, that time to Oshkosh West. Nice job by the Cardinals with their pressure, and a nice job of getting the body in position, able to pick up a charge. Hopefully the Cardinals can convert on this offensive possession. They've been scoreless so far in the first 6 minutes of the second quarter.
Hopefully that'll give Fond du Lac some momentum here and help them to get some points on the board and maybe get this crowd a little bit louder than they are right now. Kind of just sitting on their hands.
14-11, Oshkosh West leads, $1:50 to go in the second quarter.
A crowd that includes Drew and Drake Diener tonight.
We'll get a shot of them later on tonight. Here's a drive down low, trying to take it inside. Bad position. Ross Schumacher in the basketball game. Don't usually see Schumacher in, but Coach Diener trying to find a couple of things that are going to work against this zone defense Oshkosh West has got out there, Nick.
Yeah, and you know, they're trying to change it up a little bit and give Oshkosh West some different looks. Sikorsky's in there as well, but still Fond du Lac scoreless here in the second quarter, which is just surprising.
And a 10-second violation. Well, we talked about Ross Schumacher being in there as well defensively to help with some of the pressure there as the Cardinals were applying pressure as West was trying to bring up the basketball. A 10-second violation. Cardinals haven't had much offense, but their defense, despite the fact that they've given up some offensive rebounds, they've been able to force a couple of steals, get a charge, and that time the 10-second violation.
Yeah, you know, we're focusing on Fond du Lac's offense is struggling, but the defense has only allowed 4 points in this quarter from Oshkosh West.
So a defensive battle here in the second quarter, a chess game between these two basketball teams. Coffin corner three, no good. Matt Sikorsky fired that one up as the Cardinals are now 0 of 7 from the field in the second quarter. We have 50 seconds to play before halftime. Spinning down the lane, turning and taking the shot from the free throw line, but missing it is Josh Langenfeld. He's fouled on the attempt. I believe fouled on the shooting attempt, so Langenfeld will go to the free throw line, shooting 2. That foul is on number 13, Robbie Springborn, his first, team's 5th. As we get a shot there of,
I believe that's Tim Lloyd as well, right between them.
Tim Lloyd in the middle. On the left-hand side is Drake Diener and Drew Diener with the cap on backwards.
And one thing that will be entertaining coming up here at halftime, I can guarantee you, Sean, you today out at the North Fond du Lac Village pool, you got a chance to jump in the water and take a dip. We will have that as well as all the other contestants in the Winterfest North Fond du Lac dip. That'll be coming up at halftime. I got a chance to go over and shoot some coverage of you and a couple other people there. It was entertaining, let me tell you that much.
Well, Robbie Springborn not nearly as cold as the North Fond du Lac pool was earlier today. Another 3-point bomb for Springborn as he pulls the Cardinals within 2. 16-14, Oshkosh West on top, 20 seconds before the half.
First basket here with less than a minute. First basket in the second quarter for Fond du Lac.
Cardinals stepping up their defense here with 15 seconds to go before halftime. Would like to hold Oshkosh West without getting a basket, but excellent position blown by Oshkosh West down low. Here come the Cardinals. 2 seconds, 1 second, got to fire the shot. It's not going to count if it goes anyway, and actually it did go in for Ron Schumacher, but it was after the buzzer. Well, it was a grind chess game here in the first half at the old Redbird Arena, and Oshkosh West leads Fond du Lac 16-14. We'll be back with some entertainment at halftime. Me jumping in the North Fond du Lac frigid pool. We'll have some statistics as well coming up. Halftime is next. You're watching Fond du Lac Cardinal basketball on the Carter Channel.
When gearing up for high school sports, your first and only stop is Team Sports, Main Street, Fond du Lac. Shoes, balls, gear, it's all here at Team Sports on Main. Pass, shoot. It's basketball season, and Team Sports has all your basketball needs covered. One stop, and you're in the game. Or maybe the struggle for the pin is more your speed. Team Sports also carries all you need for wrestling. Team Sports has trophies, leather jackets, and Packer and Badger merchandise. Team Sports, your sports headquarters.
Alrighty, you can just run that and...
Are you going to communicate a little bit here, or... Nick?
I can't hear you because there's a horrible buzz in my ear. I can barely hear you.
Are you going to say anything here?
Intro it?
What's that?
Do you want to intro it?
Sure, I'll intro it.
Stand back up a little bit. Get back.
And welcome back to the Redbird Arena. Well, we had a chance this afternoon to go over to the Village Pool at North Fond du Lac. It's the Centennial Celebration in North Fond du Lac. And our very own Sean Kaiser, among others, got a chance to take a dip into the North Fond du Lac pool. Sean will come up third. We'll talk with him, and we'll check out everybody else. It was entertaining, let me tell you this much. Some people dressed up in different costumes. One guy dressed up in a wedding dress. Let's check that out right now.
Also, the administrator of the village of North Fondy earns $346 for special elected $346 votes for the public meeting for senior meeting. Now we know we have 346 candidates. So for your God works and glad to be with us every 100 years and the senior event, we're welcome to your run with the senior choir to start with their wow, look at the round of applause for senior group. Congratulations. Now the
Well, tell me your last words before jumping in here in just a second, Stuart. Well, I tell you what, it was for a great cause. I think everybody has supported me doing this. It's pretty cold outside, probably in the 20s, and it's going to be a lot colder in the water. I'm basically dressed in some shorts. I'm going to pull this thing on and wearing this right here, so my T-shirt. So, well, I just hope that I can actually make it to the basketball game and check that thing out.
Open your eyes, guys, and welcome Sean Kaiser. He takes the flag. He takes the flag. He says, through the service, it's Mr. Brady, no problem. He's right here in the quarter. Now, come on your ready, if you happen to be a bad man to do it to do it. It's not Sean Kaiser. Who knows?
Takes your breath away, man. Oh, you can barely breathe right now. Jumping in that water. Oh, my goodness, I feel like an icicle. I know what it's like to live in a freezer, I tell you what. I don't want to be an Eskimo, I know that for sure. Thanks to everybody that contributed to me doing this. Congratulations, Special Olympics.
I love your mom. Last words, but all right, let's do it for a round of applause before we start. The first word is taking over the running up and back off with the drill shots to see a different size of two doors over the half a bunch shots. One of them also stripping, and the famous last word, this don't cry with that hole. All right, a big round of applause for Ernie. Congratulations for doing that. Take a look right. Where's the ball? There's the play. Special Olympics, but she has a real strong part of the match for the goal here. Her famous last words were into the breath. And she's ready. She's going to be like a fool. I'm going to bring her out of the water when she goes to work. It's the greatest all right for her. Thank you very much. Our next guy, this guy, doing all the way. All the way. He's in the third. Wow. Out of the run. Now, man about this. Another loss in the back. Ready to take the ice. Go. Oh, Let's hear a lot of applause for Smithers who takes the place in the precious values of the most Fond-du-Lac field. And the Gray is still with us. All three not in the same position. Now everybody else is, you feel just close to the owner. Here we go. By going, we've got the players here in the Brooklyn Stadium card. Let's look at the line of the crowd at the nose. That's one way to get the face, Jack, let me tell you. Good job! Going after, here it goes. Here we go. How about some side flies? Take up to the rear. Let us out of here. Here we go. I think you were waiting to see if the rest of it would survive. I really think so. I got a round of applause for the two guys here. Congratulations. Congratulations together. I was very glad to everything with the records here. The security on the street, everyone was process. We're sure to thank you for the records for the fine things that spoke the records. And again, don't forget, Flynn White, first march for a pass and side outers. The very back, don't take this opportunity or don't let this opportunity to have some fun pass you by. We'll talk to you again on our first partnership of Little Rock. The winner is the coordinator of our great event this afternoon. Somebody who didn't take the plunge. Ladies and gentlemen, Officer Tammy Lang.
Thanks, Jerry. I wish I could have had the opportunity to plunge. I was just too busy organizing it. First off, I just have a winner for the most creative costume. I don't know if he's still out here or not, or if he's trying to get warm. It's Mark King, who would have been the drag queen out there, firefighter in North Fond-du-Lac. He's got $50 in cash for being the most creative costume out there. And then the next costume, five, the category we have is the individual that raised the most money. It's actually a group of individuals, and it's going to be the KFIZ listeners, and Sean is the dipper from KFIZ. I'm not sure how you guys are going to split it, but it's a 3-month membership to the YMCA. So thank you, Deborah, and King of Just Never Other Watch. Appreciate supporting Special Olympics.
Well, Tammy, I think what we're going to be doing is taking all the names of the people who contributed, put them in a hat, and we will draw one name, and that's the person who will win the prize.
That sounds like a wonderful idea. Thanks again to everyone from KFIZ for helping support Special Olympics.
And thanks to Officer Johnny Hodge once again. Big job, Marcus and Shannon, thanks so much for filming this. I know there's a lot of people in the middle of this basketball game that are going to wish that they had been here doing this very day. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have to put the camera down and we're going to toss Nick Van Knocker in the pool.
Well, I don't think so, Jerry. But, Sean, how did it feel to go into the pool there? It was cold, I'll tell you what. It definitely wasn't warm, but it's refreshing. You jump in there, and I tell you what, afterwards you feel great. I mean, your body isn't used to being in something that's 40 degrees. That's, I believe, what the water temperature was, 40 degrees. Took my breath away, as I said, but it was for a great cause. And you know, I give you a lot of credit because I'm standing there with the camera. My hands are frozen, and, you know, I got to try to use the zoom on the camera, and I can't even feel my fingers. So. And that wasn't, you know, I shouldn't be complaining because you were the one jumping in the water. But it was a lot of fun out in North Fond du Lac, a lot of activities throughout this weekend. Well, Sean, one more thing to mention here at halftime. Well, we're going to give congratulations out to the 6th grade boys traveling basketball team who won the championship today in the Berlin tournament. Congratulations to those guys. I know they played from behind in a couple of basketball games. We're down by 16. In that title game, took it to overtime, trailed by 4 at one point, but the little guys, the 6th graders, were there. They are right there. There they are. Those guys took the title today. I'm sure they are riding on cloud 9 right now as they took the championship in the Berlin tournament. Congratulations to those young kids. Well, we will have the second half right after this. You're watching Fond du Lac Cardinal basketball on Charter Sports.
authentic Mexican food north of the border. Start off with free chips and Matzland's famous homemade salsa. Matzland has a different lunch special every day that is served fresh in 15 minutes or less. And buy one and get one free margarita special on Wednesdays for the ladies and Thursdays for the men. The Matzland has 2 convenient locations to better serve you. Main Street in Fond du Lac and our Oshkosh location featuring a full-service bar next to Kmart on Curler Street.
Okay. Got a minute and 55 on the clock.
Yeah, the team really played well today.
Obviously, if they came down from 16, that's amazing.
The championship game, they ran up against a team that really had just one player that really did the scoring. He was very good. For a 6th grade kid, very good.
Really well.
They figured out a way to get help defense and set them down. After they scored the first, like 10, 12 points in the game,
That must have been fun to watch.
yeah, put the camera back up on those kids. There they are.
Huh.
Come on in, come on in.
You can bring it back if you want.
All right, I will. Okay, you're on, you're on.
Back here at the Redbird Arena, once again, seeing the 6th grade boys traveling basketball team winning the championship as those guys pumped up, winning the Berlin tournament today, coming from behind to face the 16-point deficit at one point.
Those guys worked hard all season long, and they deserve that big victory. Tight first half of play, Sean. 16-14 in favor of Oshkosh West. Fond du Lac only scoring 1 3-point bucket there in that second quarter.
Yeah, defense was the name of the game throughout the first half, including the second quarter, and the Cardinals limited to only that basket. Fond du Lac shooting 5 of 18 of the first half, good for 28%. A lot better shooting-wise for Oshkosh West, 8 of 15 for 53%. 12 rebounds for Oshkosh West to 5 for Fond du Lac. Obviously, advantage there for Oshkosh West. 5 turnovers for Fond du Lac, 3 for Oshkosh West.
You know, something else that is very interesting as you look at the scorebook, Fond du Lac leading scorer Robbie Springborn with 12 points. After that, Casey Weiss only has 2. And then for Oshkosh West, they only have 2 guys that did majority of the scoring. Dane Secker-Anderson with 8, and David Shivington with 6. The only other person for Oshkosh West to get in the scorebook is Josh Langenfeld. As we get set to start the second half here from the Redbird Arena. Very entertaining halftime, and hopefully the second half here will be just as entertaining. Kyle Shepard into the basketball game. His shot is blocked. And now Oshkosh West will take over with a 2-point lead. Ball loose in the court. Robbie Springborn steals it away. Springborn takes it into the paint, kicks it out to Bartelt. Bartelt for 3. Good! Sean Bartelt gives Fond du Lac a lead with a 3-point bucket. Sean, the Cardinals 5 3-pointers. Only one other field goal that wasn't a 3-pointer.
And the Cardinals are shooting from outside so far tonight. Once again, right there, 2 offensive rebounds for Oshkosh West. They've got 6 so far in this game.
Polka with the basket, now 8 points for him. Shepard, shot on the way, no good. And the rebound is by Andy Polka. Langenfeld with the basketball, being guarded by Springborn. A whistle and a foul will be on Kyle Shepard. The seniors were recognized here at halftime as well. It's senior night here at the Redbird Arena. The final regular season home game for the Fond du Lac Cardinals.
I'm starting to feel the heat here a little bit in the old Redbird Arena. I know we talked about it when they played Oshkosh North. Very hot in the gymnasium, and I think the heat's starting to pick up a little bit here. Shot on the way, no good. Nice box out by Sean Bartelt. And now the Cardinals will take over on offense. Springborn takes it in. Tries to dish it off to Casey Weiss. And then the referee said it was off of Oshkosh West.
excuse me, Fond du Lac, it looked like it was off Oshkosh West.
Interesting call there, but no, that referee down there right on the baseline, a much better view than we have up top here.
A break for the Wildcats, and now they have to take advantage of it. 18-17 in favor of Oshkosh West. Basket, no good, but a foul before that. Josh Langenfeld will go to the free throw line for Oshkosh West, and he'll have 2 shots.
It'll be interesting to see what sort of changes in the game plans were made by both these teams at halftime, what sort of alterations, different schemes they might come out with in the second half.
Langenfeld 2 for 2 from the free throw line, and that's 3 for 3, shooting 83% from the charity stripe this season. He has 3 points now.
Langenfeld just doesn't look right out there. He's 5'10", and about every other player on Oshkosh West is about 6'6" or taller.
The second free throw is good. He's the short guy on the team. If you want to call 5'10" short.
You've heard of mice and men? Well, he's the mice. Or should I say mouse?
Robbie Springborn with it. Cardinals down by 3, 20-17. Bartelt, now Springborn. Thought about the 3. He has connected for 4 times beyond the arc so far this evening. Springborn. Now to Bartelt. Back to Springborn. Casey Weiss in the lane. Now to Bartelt. 3-pointer by Bartelt. Off the rim. No good. And a rebound comes away by Dane Secker-Anderson. Langenfeld now with it. He takes it baseline. Shot over Robbie Springborn is good. And now the lead goes up 22-17 in favor of Oshkosh West.
And seeing some more productivity out of Langenfeld for West, something that he must like in his matchup against Robbie Springborn.
Zone defense still being applied by Oshkosh West. That shot will not go by Kyle Shepard. And now Oshkosh West tries to increase their lead.
Well, if Fond du Lac doesn't get a defensive stop here, I would assume that Coach Dick Keener is going to take a timeout.
Langenfeld's shot is good. And Dick Keener going to take a timeout. Oshkosh West with some momentum. It looks like it's going to be a full timeout. We will take one as well. Back after this, 24-17, 4:50 remaining in the third quarter on Charter Sports.
Most people don't take time to listen to their bodies. Many of my first-time clients are surprised when I find areas that are sore or tender that they didn't realize were there. I can help to relieve those tension spots. I always take time to listen to my clients because trust is very important. There can be many misconceptions about massage, and everyone has different comfort levels, and it's important to respect that. Massage therapy can be an important part of the overall health and well-being, and I encourage people to take their health seriously and to relax.
You're back.
And welcome back to the Redbird Arena. Oshkosh West, Sean, on a little bit of a run here to start the second quarter. They take a 24-17 lead. Dick Keener taking a timeout, try to stop the momentum of Oshkosh West.
Well, the Cardinals, I'm sure, have made some changes when they went into the locker room at halftime, wanted to do a couple of things differently. And, well, Josh Langenfeld, I mean, you really got to credit this youngster for Oshkosh West, the 5'10" sophomore guard stepping up and really accounting for a decent amount of the scoring. 6 points for Oshkosh West. He's being aggressive offensively for West, and Fond du Lac really no answer for him.
I tell you what, right now, Fond du Lac has to get somebody else involved in this offense. Robbie Springborn has been the only one involved. Casey Weiss has a bucket, as well as Bartelt has 3-point. We have not heard from Saberlick at all tonight, and that is one big reason why the Cardinals are trailing in this basketball game. Saberlick takes the baseline and swatted away into the land of the Giants, and Saberlick finds out he does not want to go down there.
Well, you just have to credit Oshkosh West defense tonight, Nick. I mean, they are doing everything right. The size advantages that they've got against the Cardinal players, you saw it right there, going inside, blocking shots, and making it really tough for the Cardinals to shoot jump shots. And then on the offensive end with Oshkosh West, getting post position like that, Fond du Lac just doesn't have anybody to guard someone that tall.
Polka having a big night tonight so far for Oshkosh West, averaging 7 points a game. And right now, he's got 10. Langenfeld's air ball is missed, out of bounds. It will be Fond du Lac Cardinal basketball. Cardinals down by 9 points here at the Redbird Arena. This has not been a friendly place for the Cardinals this year so far. Kind of tough though, Sean. Really, basically, you might as well call it a road game. I mean, we're in Fond du Lac still. We're at the old gymnasium, but as you mentioned, these players not really used to playing here. As you take a look at Derek and now Drake and Drew Diener.
Yep, Drake graduated in 2001. Both of them wearing their letter jackets from Fond du Lac High School. Of course, Drew graduating in '98.
Travis with a big game today down in Fort Worth, Texas. Marquette beating TCU this afternoon. DePaul having a nice conference season as well.
Actually, those guys played each other today in DePaul. St. Louis,
yeah, they did.
A road victory by 1 point over DePaul.
Yeah, they did.
Those guys must have made the trek up from Chicago. As St. Louis has been...
Springboard shot would not go, as you can really tell, once again, Sean, how loose the rims are here. That one almost went after a tough shot. Oshkosh West starting to blow Fond du Lac out of the building. Now up by 11.
Well, the Cardinals might not mind if Oshkosh West blew the building up. I don't think Fond du Lac wants to see the Redbird Arena anymore.
Hey, the Cardinals are thinking right now that they took apart the wrong part of the old Goodrich High School. 2 minutes remaining here.
That's a good one.
In the third quarter, Robbie Springborn, a nice jump shot there. It has been the Robbie Springborn show today. But Springborn needs some help if the Cardinals want to come away with a victory. Great defensive play. Springborn now wisely takes it back out. Springborn jump shot on the way, no good. And Oshkosh West with the rebound. Cardinals failed to take advantage of that opportunity right there.
I see Coach Dick Diener screaming out some instructions to his players, getting a little bit more intense, and a timeout by Oshkosh West. It's a full timeout.
And we will take one as well. We'll be back right after this. You're watching Fond du Lac Cardinal basketball on Charter Sports.
When gearing up for high school sports, your first and only stop is Team Sports, Main Street, Fond du Lac. Shoes, balls, gear, it's all here at Team Sports on Main. Dribble, pass, shoot. It's basketball season, and Team Sports has all your basketball needs covered. One stop and you're in the game. Or maybe the struggle for the pin is more your speed. Team Sports also carries all you need for wrestling. Team Sports has trophies, leather jackets, and Packer and Badger merchandise. Team Sports, your sports headquarters.
And welcome back to the Redbird Arena. Cardinals trailing 28-19 here at the old Goodrich High School Gymnasium. It has been the house of horrors for the Fond du Lac Cardinals, and they are trying to break the spell here in the second half.
Well, I think it's a great thing that Fond du Lac High School, you know, the reason this game is being played here, of course, because a wrestling tournament taking place at the Redbird Fieldhouse, but just wish there could be some better coordination as far as when basketball games are going to be and when the wrestling things would be, so the Cardinals won't have to play games like this.
Yeah, it's tough. It's basically a road game for the Fond du Lac Cardinals, and it's a tough way to do it, especially in the Fox Valley Association in games this big.
So we can't say that Fond du Lac playing in the Redbird Arena is the reason they're struggling tonight. I mean, like I said, Oshkosh West is really confusing Fond du Lac. I mean, yeah, the rims are a little bit loose, yes. Is the floor a little bit slippery, yes. But Oshkosh West defense has just got at Fond du Lac puzzled. I mean, if they were playing this defense against them at the Redbird Fieldhouse, we'd have the same result.
Schumacher's shot is no good. Fond du Lac still has been unable to break that 2-3 zone being applied by Oshkosh West. 1 minute remaining in the third quarter. Nice bounce pass to Andy Polka, and Polka puts it in. And Oshkosh West now with a 31-19 lead.
5 straight baskets and field goals have been converted by Oshkosh West as they are slowly pulling away from the Cardinals here.
Oshkosh West was up big in Oshkosh, and the Cardinals were able to come back, and that's what's going to be needed tonight in order for Fond du Lac to pull out a victory here in this Fox Valley Association Conference matchup.
Well, the Cardinals look a little bit confused with players standing next to each other. I know that's going to happen when some of the guys that don't usually play are in the basketball game, as Coach Dick Diener looking for anything that might work, as Ross Schumacher threw up a three-point basket there.
Right now you got to rely on Robbie Springborn, because that's where the scoring has come from for Fond du Lac. And a whistle and a foul.
20 rebounds in this game for Oshkosh West, 6 for Fond du Lac. Oshkosh West with 6 offensive rebounds.
12 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
This Oshkosh West basketball team, a talented basketball team.
Cardinals, odds are pretty good that Cardinals will see them in the sectionals. They pair up in the same sectionals. Springborn, shot on the way, no good. Ball loose, Springborn on the buzzer, good! Robbie Springborn, hopefully giving the Cardinals some momentum going into the fourth quarter. We'll have fourth quarter action right after this. 30-21 in favor of Oshkosh West. Back after this on Charter Sports.
Private Mexican, the Matzland has the best authentic Mexican food north of the border. Start off with sweet chips and Matzland's famous homemade salsa. Matzland has a different lunch special every day that is served fresh in 15 minutes or less. And buy one and get one free margarita specials on Wednesdays for the ladies and Thursdays for the men. The Matzland has 2 convenient locations to better serve you. Main Street in Fond du Lac and our Oshkosh location featuring a full-service bar next to Kmart on Carler Street.
And welcome back to the Redbird Arena. Cardinals down 30-21. Believe it or not, here in the fourth quarter. Sean, what do you think the Cardinals have to do here in the fourth quarter to pull this one out?
Well, they need to score some baskets, that's for sure. But Fond du Lac, the defense that Oshkosh West is playing, and I mentioned this to you in the break, with those big guys down low, it eliminates Robbie Springborn penetrating. We saw that when Fond du Lac played Appleton West, as a steal cannot be converted. Oh, tough break there for the Cardinals. Saberlick with his third steal as he blew the layup and back the other way, score it, and a foul. Oh, what a turn of events there. A 5-point swing as Oshkosh West able to get the bucket, and going to the free throw line, shooting one is Secker Anderson.
It's been a really tough night tonight for Chris Saberlick. And now Saberlick going to the bench. When Saberlick has been off for Fond du Lac has struggled. And give Fond du Lac credit. You've seen other guys step up when Saberlick has been down. Springborn has stepped up tonight. Other than that, there has not been much more scoring. Bartelt has a 3-pointer. Casey Weiss has a 2-pointer. Other than Springborn, 5 other points. That's all that has been scored by these Fond du Lac Cardinals.
60% shooting from the field is Oshkosh West. We talk about loose rims, not very loose. For Oshkosh West, the thing must look like a peach basket. Tight defense by West, and they force a turnover. Oshkosh West, Nick, has come to play basketball tonight.
Yeah, they have. And the Cardinals look like they are falling asleep on offense. They just cannot figure out this 2-3 zone of Oshkosh West. You got to give Coach Randall a lot of credit. Great game plan coming in to this game here at the Redbird Arena.
Foul on Fond du Lac. Second personal foul for Robbie Springborn. That is the 4th team foul. We talked about when Fond du Lac played Appleton West and Brian Butch was down low. That took away Robbie Springborn's ability to penetrate down the lane and kick off the basket, kick the basketball out. Same thing is happening tonight with Oshkosh West. Their defense is really limiting it, as no interior defense for the Cardinals. Another easy lay-in for Secker Anderson. Coach Dick Diener cannot be happy with the performance of his basketball team tonight.
No, he cannot. He's frustrated, as you can see him on the sideline throughout the game. He's been very animated tonight, and just a struggling night for head coach Dick Diener and his Fond du Lac Cardinals.
Another block shot for Oshkosh West. They cannot do anything wrong. And I mean, they can't do anything wrong.
And this is a team the Fond du Lac Cardinals beat on Oshkosh West home floor earlier this season.
Scary thing about Oshkosh West, some of these big guys, they're not great players by any means yet. They're good players. They got talented. They got some talent as Robbie Springborn picks up his 3rd personal foul, as Robbie started to get a little bit frustrated. Timeout, full timeout going to be taken by Coach Randall and Oshkosh West, and they lead Fond du Lac 35-21 in the fourth quarter, 6:34 to go. Back after this, you're watching Fond du Lac Cardinal basketball on the Charter Channel.
Most people don't take time to listen to their bodies. Many of my first-time clients are surprised when I find areas that are sore or tender that they didn't realize were there. I can help to relieve those tension spots. I always take time to listen to my clients because trust is very important. There can be many misconceptions about massage, and everyone has different comfort levels, and it's important to respect that. Massage therapy can be an important part of your overall health and well-being, and I encourage people to take their health seriously and to relax.
A 14-point lead for Oshkosh West here in the fourth quarter at the Redbird Arena, formerly Goodrich High School. This game moved here because of a wrestling meet at the Redbird Fieldhouse. And Oshkosh West, Nick, you just have to tip your cap to this basketball team. Oshkosh West, they've got great fan support here at the Redbird Arena. Their fans have been making noise, have lots to cheer about offensively and defensively. Oshkosh West has confused Fond du Lac. The Cardinals, 21 points in the fourth quarter, 21 points.
Yeah, Cardinals have struggled all night long. Oshkosh West, you know, you talk about them. James Secker Anderson, 15 points. David Shivington, 12 points. Deep position once again down low in the post. The Cardinals having problems with those big bodies. And as these guys, these players, most of them juniors for Oshkosh West, become even better next year as seniors, that's scary to think about that. This team is going to be tough the next couple of years for the Fox Valley Association. Keep an eye on them. They'll be competitive, and you know, this year, right now, they're sitting in a conference at 11-5. You know, sky's the limit for them.
Free throw good by Andy Polka. Has Oshkosh West missed a free throw tonight?
No, they are 5 of 5. You know what? John Cardinals yet to shoot a free throw.
Make it 6 of 6 from the free throw line, 37-21. And we're in the fourth quarter, 6 minutes and 20 seconds to go. See what kind of comeback the Cardinals can mount. They're going to need to lay it all on the line if they want to have a chance to win this basketball game. Swinging it around the perimeter, Bartelt now to Springborn. Springborn tries to penetrate a little bit, gets a little bit of penetration, gets it to Bartelt, who hesitates for a little while, but Bartelt's aggressive, taking it to the hoop, not afraid of those big trees under the basket. And Bartelt able to get a basketball, now one of the big men with the basketball, and that's good for Fond du Lac because that's going to force a turnover. Counted in a foul, John Shavy with the basket, and a foul as the Cardinals slowly coming back in this basketball game.
Big turn of events that time, Sean. A bucket by Fond du Lac by Sean Bartelt. Great defense allows Fond du Lac to get another bucket, and now a chance for a three-point play.
Well, Oshkosh West had one of the big guys bringing up the basketball, and that's just not their forte. They need to have it in the hands of a guard, not a big guy, as Shavy hits the free throw, cuts the lead down to 11, and a turnover by Oshkosh West. Momentum swinging to the side of the Fond du Lac Cardinals. Well, much like when these teams first met and Oshkosh West had that lead, the Cardinals stormed back. Looks like the Cardinals are going to have a chance possibly to do that tonight.
Cardinals got to make a quick comeback, though. Time is running out, 5:46 remaining in this basketball game.
Cardinals playing with a little bit of intensity now. Bartelt with it. Bartelt out there, also Shavy, Saberlick, Jim Dilling, and Springborn. Springborn in trouble, kicks it back out. 5:38 to go. 37-26, Oshkosh West on top.
Fond du Lac cannot be this patient. They've got to get back in this basketball game. They've got to start looking for some shots.
And a foul, offensive foul on Sean Bartelt as he was trying to set a screen. It was a nice pass there by Dilling. Saberlick was getting prepared to shoot a three-point bucket, but a tough luck there for the Cardinals. That's their 17th foul, and Oshkosh West is now in the bonus. They'll go to the free throw line, shooting 1-1.
Yeah, Fond du Lac, I think, took too much time that time on offense. Granted, they did not have an open look. Oshkosh West played some great defense that time, but with 5:19 left in the basketball game, you got to start looking for some shots. Even if you force them up, hopefully they'll go down.
And let's see here. Well, the Cardinals are saying that number 42, Secker Anderson, is the one that was fouled, as a little trickery there maybe by Oshkosh West. What does Secker Anderson shoot from the free throw line this year?
Secker Anderson is at 70%.
That's not too bad. They had sent Langenfeld to the free throw line. Secker Anderson hits that first free throw.
Big 16-point night by Secker Anderson, the junior.
And he hits both free throws. Doesn't matter who's shooting free throws for Oshkosh West. They haven't missed one tonight.
You know, we talk about Fond du Lac with a lot of talent back next year. Probably will be near the top of the Fox Valley Association. Look for Fond du Lac to be battling big games next year with Oshkosh West.
Yeah, the conference in 2004 will probably come down to those two teams. The Cardinals trailing by 13, as Springborn from way downtown, hook it. Robbie Springborn launching a deep three-pointer. He's been living beyond the arc tonight, Nick.
Cardinals back within 10. Robbie Springborn with 5 3-pointers in this basketball game.
4:42 left in the fourth quarter. 39-29, a 10-point lead for Oshkosh West. Let's see if they become a little bit more patient now with this 10-point lead.
Yep, I was just
and an offensive foul on Josh Langenfeld. Nice job of Robbie Springborn to draw that offensive foul. It'll be the 4th team foul on Oshkosh West. 4:30 to go, a 10-point lead for Oshkosh West, and the Cardinals looking to slowly chip into this lead.
Oshkosh West will look at slowing things down, but the Cardinals want to look at some quick shots here.
Could really use Chris Saberlick to step up here and knock down a couple of three-point buckets. As Bartelt with it down the lane, now Dilling takes it up, and he's able to draw a foul. Actually, Casey Weiss make that. Casey Weiss going down the lane, and well, the Cardinals have struggled trying to take it inside, but you can't give up on going inside. You got to be able to try and take it inside and get something going, as we've got a timeout. And we'll tell you, a great stop on the website is HegstromRealAwards.com.
Found on the World Wide Web at HegstromRealAwards.com. You check them out, all their Wisconsin Northwoods pitcher plaques and trophies. It's HegstromRealAwards.com. Give them a call at 923-6217. Sean, this is going to be the first free throw opportunities tonight for the Fond du Lac Cardinals.
Yeah, 4:17 left in the basketball game, and the Cardinals have not made a trip to the free throw line. 5 team fouls on Oshkosh West. I like the fact that the Cardinals are being aggressive and taking it to the hoop. Now, some people are going to say, well, all the blocked shots that Oshkosh West has had, is that a smart thing to do? Well, you got to keep trying. If they block 10 of your shots, well, then maybe you think about it, but there's a good opportunity that you're going to be able to go to the free throw line, and Cardinals have to convert here. Casey Weiss does. You want to get in the bonus if you're Fond du Lac. You want to be able to go to the free throw line, and when you're trailing, you want to be able to score when that clock is not moving. Casey Weiss hits both free throws. It's now an 8-point Oshkosh West lead. The Cardinals crawling back here as they once trailed by 14. Been able to cut 6 points off the deficit. The Cardinals pressing here, and underneath is Polka. Polka gets his shot knocked away out of bounds, and it'll be Oshkosh West basketball.
You know, I take that back, Sean. I said that those were the first free throws that Fond du Lac shot. They did have one free throw on a 3-point opportunity earlier in the fourth quarter, so my mistake.
Ball out of bounds to Oshkosh West. Langenfeld will be inbounding it. And a quick inbounds pass, but blown. A blown layup. Cardinals need to take advantage here. Trailing by 8, just under 4 minutes to go. John Shavy going to crank the 3. Shavy no good on that 3-point bucket. Rebound by Oshkosh West, and a foul on Fond du Lac, I believe, going to be on Sean Bartelt. If it is, that's his 3rd.
That time the Cardinals a good look at the 3-point shot that time by John Shavy, but it come up just a little bit short, and now Oshkosh West, they just got to take care of their free throws. They've hit all of their free throws so far, 100% from the charity stripe this evening.
Fond du Lac really could have used some points on that offensive possession, as that's the first missed free throw tonight for Oshkosh West, but they're able to get the rebound. A lucky bounce. Boy, I tell you what, that's the way this game has gone, Nick. The ball has bounced Oshkosh West way. There's a defensive breakdown for the Cardinals, and David Shivington, an easy bucket, back to a 10-point Oshkosh West lead.
How many times have we seen great passing tonight from Oshkosh easy buckets like that.
They're
Quite
putting on
few.
a clinic tonight. This
Yeah.
is one of the best high school basketball performances I think we've seen all year, what Oshkosh West is putting on tonight.
Yep, they're doing everything textbook this evening.
And a blocking foul called as Sean Bartelt was driving in the lane. Oshkosh West fans don't like it, but Fond du Lac Cardinal fans will take it. That's the 16th foul now on Oshkosh West. One more, and the Cardinals will be in the bonus.
And I believe they're going to count the basket as well. No, they aren't going to count the basket. A blocking foul, and the Cardinals will inbound at baseline. That'll be the 16th foul now on Oshkosh West.
I'm Fond du Lac. I give it back to Bartelt and let him drive and do it again. Saberlick tries to get a look at a three-point basket, but a hand in his face is Casey Weiss with the magic touch, able to get that one to spin on down. 41-33. It's an 8-point lead for Oshkosh West. Pressure once again for the Cardinals. Let's see if West can get an easy hoop. Three-point basket on the way by Langenfeld, no good, and the Cardinals get the board.
Cardinals scraping to try to get back in this basketball game, doing a good job boxing out, not allowing Oshkosh West to get an offensive board.
Casey Weiss puts it on the floor. Casey Weiss tries to go glass. Tough miss for Casey Weiss, and then a foul. That's going to be Sean Bartelt's fourth. We'll see if Coach Diener's going to pull him out.
I'm going to imagine with 2:36 left in the game, Coach Diener is going to stick with Bartelt, and he's one of your guys that you need on the floor, even though he has 4 fouls.
One of the tougher Cardinals. He can take it to the hoop. He can also hit the three-point basket, and Bartelt is going to be staying in there. Free throw good for Oshkosh West. Back to a 9-point lead.
Secker Anderson, great basketball game. He's got to be the player of the game for Oshkosh West offensively tonight.
He's got a nice stroke from the free throw line. And West back up by 10, 43-33 with 2 minutes and 36 seconds left in the game. How can the Cardinals chip this lead down? Saberlick didn't seem like he was ready for that pass, kind of bobbled it. Able to get himself set for a shot. Cardinals just have not had many looks other than Robbie Springborn's three-point attempts. These big, lanky defenders of Oshkosh West have been in the face of Fond du Lac. Nice dishes there and a couple of nice plays. Fond du Lac able to complete that one as Bartelt created all that one with a drive ball. Going to go out of bounds, but be retained for Oshkosh West. That last offensive possession, once again, we saw the aggressiveness of Sean Bartelt driving down the lane. And a couple of passes later, Casey Weiss, who's had himself a decent basketball game.
Yeah, that time the Cardinals good ball movement and found they caught Oshkosh West out of position and got a nice layup right there. And now Cardinals got to step up and play some defense. Score one and then make a stop defensively.
Well, we just passed under 2 minutes to go, and honestly, Nick, I don't think Oshkosh West is going to take any more shots. And a turnover and a foul on Oshkosh West. A turnover forced by the Cardinals and a foul on Oshkosh West. Huge break for Fond du Lac.
And now the Cardinals will go to the free throw line. A bonus situation for Fond du Lac. A chance here to put some points on the board without the clock running. But it's big right here. The Fond du Lac Cardinals cannot miss a free throw. That would be a killer.
Well, nothing like putting pressure on them.
Yeah. I should have kept my mouth shut, right?
Nobody couldn't hear you. Bartelt hits it. 43-36. 7-point lead for West. Cardinals can pull it within 3, or excuse me, within 6. I think that cold water did something to my math.
I wish it was within 3.
Bartelt does not hit that one, and sky high for the rebound is Andy Polka. Quickly the other way, an easy basket for Oshkosh West. That could have been the dagger right there. As a shot no good, and West with the rebound and a foul. Polka had that one. He's fouled by John Shaby. It's going to be the 10th team foul on the Cardinals. Oshkosh West in the double bonus situation now, and they lead by 9.
And one disappointing thing is you really see the Cardinals hanging their heads as they go down the court right now. That would have been a big three-pointer if Saberlick would have hit it. And Fond du Lac running out of time in this basketball game. They got down big, And they tried to claw their way back, but you can't claw against the Wildcat, can you?
Not tonight, at least. Well, the Cardinals, one more game left, playing at Kimberly next Friday. 47-36. West on top by 11. A minute and a half to go. Saberlich in trouble. Going to lean up, try to draw a foul, and he does not get the call. And Saberlich diving to the floor, as well as John Shavy. And I believe Fond du Lac called a timeout. Shavy able to call a timeout. 1:21 to go. Fond du Lac trails this basketball game by 11.
And we'll take a quick break, and we'll be back right after this on Charter Sports.
My name's John. I use Charter Pipeline all the time.
Main Street.
Downloading music, I can do it very fast. Homework's easy too. I did a book report on dinosaurs. Cool, huh? I play games with my friend Tommy, but I'm kind of mad because he beat me yesterday, and I'll get him tonight.
Charter Pipeline. Are you on? Charter Pipeline, the educational edge your child needs. 1-800-581-0081.
Well, welcome back to the Redbird Arena. We've got a final 120 left here in this basketball game, Sean.
A loud Oshkosh West crowd. You got to commend them for their support as Bartelt hits that jump shot. 47-38. Back to a 9-point lead. West needs to inbound it, and they do, falling out of bounds and calling a timeout. Oh yeah, heads-up play that time by Oshkosh West. Number 20, Matt Nowak, able to get that one, a 30-second timeout.
Well, Sean, a long ways for Fond du Lac to go. They've got to really start to look at hitting some threes now here in the final 105 left, but it's a big hill to climb with that amount of time left. But, you know, the meeting was today for the seedings in all of the boys sectionals, and this game shouldn't really have any bearing on those seedings whatsoever.
Well, it'll be interesting to see those coming out. Who's going to be playing, and of course, we'll be following several area teams throughout the playoffs. As foul called, is that before the inbounds pass? Not for sure, but make sure you check our website, webpages.charter.net/NICKJODI.
We're still not sure what game we're going to be doing on Tuesday.
We are not for sure what game we might be doing on Tuesday night, but for up-to-date action on what games we're going to be covering throughout the playoff run for any and all area teams, go to our website, webpages.charter.net/NICKJODI. Oshkosh West, who has just dominated the Cardinals at the free throw line, and you think about the last time Fond du Lac had to play here when they played Oshkosh North earlier this year. North lived at the free throw line against the Cardinals. That shot won't go. In offensive rebound for Casey Wiest, and Wiest is going to be fouled. 49-38 our score with 57 seconds to go.
And the foul will go on Oshkosh. Andy Polka, the freshman. A very impressive basketball game. Pretty much a textbook basketball game tonight by Oshkosh West.
Earlier this week, Oshkosh West losing by 10 against Appleton West. A game in which Appleton West clinched the conference championship outright. Looking at this West team, the way they played tonight, I mean, I wasn't overly impressed with Appleton West when we saw them at Fond du Lac. I mean, what, 1 for 16 shooting the three-point bucket. You know, this Oshkosh West team, I'm just surprised that they weren't able to beat.
And you would think they would match up pretty good against Appleton West.
Yeah, with all the size.
The size, and a lot of that size coming back for the future. Only 2 guys are seniors on this Oshkosh West team. That is Matt Nowak and Eric Zelmer. And those are their big guys.
They don't get a lot of playing time. Trying to inbound the pass and able to do so. Tons of pressure by the Cardinals, and Shavy fouls Josh Langenfeld. It's a 10-point Oshkosh West lead, and I would expect this is going to be the situation. 52 seconds on the clock, which is probably going to elapse over a good 5 minutes of time. Lots of fouls, so the Cardinals hope that Oshkosh West can miss some of their free throws and the Cardinals can knock down some shots, as that is the only hope of the Cardinals getting back in this game. Langenfeld hits his free throw. Oshkosh West, I think, has only missed 1 or 2 free throws tonight. They've shot about 20. Any fond memories of this gymnasium, Nick?
Yeah, quite a few. You know, a game probably that'll stick in my memory forever was back in, I believe it was 95 or 96, when Fond du Lac played Kimberly, sold this place out, and it was a memorable night, you know, from the JV game to, you know, an exciting last-second victory in the JV game, shot by Travis Jones to win it. And then the varsity game right after that against Kimberly, Joe Harmson, Jeff Simon, and guys like that. It was a big basketball game, and Fond du Lac came away with an exciting victory against a Kimberly team that was very impressive. That was one of my memories. Graduation, you and I had graduation in this gym, and it was warmer than it is tonight.
My goodness.
But that day we had graduation, I tell you, trying to pack, you know, 500 some students in here, and then you've got about 2 to 3 people per student.
Yeah, family members, as it's 51-42. Springborn hitting that three-pointer. You talked about that game, that 95 basketball game. I actually snuck into the high school. I snuck into the high school. Had a friend that was in band. I'm not recommending anybody do this. Had a friend that was in band and went along the side, long corridor, the hallway that'll take you to 160 here, the cafeteria. And usually nobody's down that corridor, so I said, hey, you know, just go open that door for us. We'll be able to sneak in. And of course, because that was such a huge game, they decided to move the popcorn concessions right to the entrance of that hallway. So here we are, kind of moseying in with all these people buying popcorn. And luckily nobody said anything. You saw 2 outstanding basketball games, as you talked about the finish of that JV game and the varsity basketball game.
Those years with Joe Harmson and Josh Harmson and guys like that, Brad Bester, those were some memorable years and some memorable games here at the Redbird Arena.
I haven't had a chance to walk through what is now Riverside Elementary School since the construction has taken place, the remodeling, the bulldozing of several parts. I think my locker that I had for my senior year, I think that's gone now. I think that was in that middle part.
Yeah, I haven't been through it either.
Room 133 was my roll room. Mr. Laced.
I had Mr. Mann in the school newspaper roll room.
Free throw's good for Oshkosh West, 53-42, back to an 11-point lead. 46 seconds to go. Let's see if Springborn's still got some shots. As Springborn's had a heck of a basketball game. Robbie Springborn refused to lose. Springborn hits another one. The Cardinals need a quick foul. They're going to get it. Oh, if Springborn can keep hitting 3-pointers and the Cardinals can keep fouling and West keeps hitting 2 points on their free throws, eventually the Cardinals will be able to tie this basketball game up next.
Yeah, they might. You never know. You know, memories from my row room. I was the sports writer for the newspaper my senior year. I was the only guy in that row room. There were about 6 or 7 girls, and we're walking down to graduation, and Mr. Mann was our advisor for that. So it's me walking down with all these girls, me and Mr. Mann, and we had a good time with it. It was a lot of fun.
Tough assignment.
It was difficult.
Both free throws are good, 55-44. Let's see if Robbie's going to stop and pop for a 3. Well, I thought he might try to get fouled there. 3-point bucket, no good by Pat Randall. And a rebound by Oshkosh West. It's Fond du Lac missing that shot right there. Probably going to do it for any hopes of the Cardinals winning this basketball game tonight.
All that Oshkosh West has to do is take care of some free throws. A lot of people exiting out here early, and not too often do you see people exit out of a Fond du Lac game that early.
Well, that free throw's missed. 55-44. You know, we had that shot earlier of Drew and Drake Diener, and you think of all the great games that those two guys had in this arena. As both free throws are missed, and that rebound, let's see, out of bounds. And of course, it goes Oshkosh West. As I said, the ball has just bounced their way tonight.
Yeah, it has, and you got to give them a lot of credit. They came here to play tonight, and they put a good game plan together, put the 2-3 zone against Cardinals, and Cardinals never able to figure that out.
Well, no, the Cardinals are going to foul. Pat Randall fouls with 15 seconds to go. This game has been on ice for a while, much like I was earlier today in the North Fond du Lac pool. A victory for Oshkosh West coming into the Redbird Arena.
Next question is, would you do it again?
Oh, of course. I'd do it right now.
You raised what, $1,200?
$1,200, thanks to the great listeners of News Talk 1450 KFIZ. We did that in 24 hours.
Yeah.
We were able to raise $1,200 for the Special Olympics.
And I wasn't even a cheap lot. I even gave you some money.
You gave me some money. John Miller, Charter Communications, gave some money. As Springborn misses that free throw, but crashing the boards and putting that one in is Casey Weist. John Miller teasing me on KFIZ earlier today, saying that I own that videotape of you jumping in there, so he goes, you'll never be able to live that one down. He said he was going to be playing it for some sort of party he's going to be holding.
Really, is he? Wow. That was a lot of fun this afternoon. It was cold, I'll give you that much, but it was a lot of fun to go over to the Village Pool at North Fond du Lac, and the whole event going on in North Fond du Lac was a nice event. Winterfest, there was such things as trolley rides. Tonight, when this game was being taped, there was a fireworks display. There's a dance going on. A lot of activities to do, ice sculpting. And it was a great event, and to top it off, our very own Sean Kaiser jumping in to an icy pool. They didn't warm up the pool at all, did they?
I mean, of course not.
I saw the guy dumping in ice for the first person that
for Karen Bates, village administrator. Home run pass broken up by Casey Weist,
and then Chief Lamb jumping in from the police department out in North Fond du Lac.
Then it was me. I was the first one to go fully under. Try for the steal, and the Cardinals foul with 4 seconds to go. Not for sure why, but
prizes were given away for that, and the most creative costume went to Mark King, and you got the prize for raising the most money.
Like I said, couldn't do it without the great support of the listeners of KFIZ, and I believe we got a 3-month membership to the YMCA, and going to take the names of all those that donated money to my pledge and do a drawing Monday morning on the Breakfast Club sometime between 6 and 9 as we'll give that away. As Oshkosh West pulling away here for the Cardinals. Now up 59 to 46, I believe. Is that what that number is? Tough to read with the light bulb out.
Yep, that's right.
59 to 46. It's the final. Oshkosh West comes to the Redbird Arena and defeats the Fond du Lac Cardinals. We'll be back with post-game programming. We'll wrap it up after this. You're watching Fond du Lac Cardinal basketball on Charter Sports.
When gearing up for high school sports, your first and only stop is Team Sports, Main Street, Fond du Lac. Shoes, balls, gear, it's all here at Team Sports on Main. Dribble, pass, shoot. It's basketball season, and Team Sports has all your basketball needs covered. One stop and you're in the game. Or maybe the struggle for the pin is more your speed. Team Sports also carries all you need for wrestling. Team Sports has trophies and Packer and Badger merchandise. Team Sports, your sports headquarters.
Applause. You can do well.
I'll tell you what, my stats are horrible, so I didn't even keep track of them towards the end here.
Close.
We'll just talk about it.
One.
It's not even worry about stats. The quicker we get out of here, the better.
Da-da-da-da. Oh, the Redbird Arena. 0-2 at the Redbird Arena. What happened to the magic at the Redbird Arena, Dave?
I have no idea.
Casey Jake was here too.
Yeah, I saw him too.
They used to win just about every game whenever they came here, and whenever they played here, they had a big winning streak a couple of years in a row that they were.
Some game winning streak.
Yeah, they were undefeated at home here.
Didn't West beat him here once though, or no?
Oh yeah, Williams.
Yeah.
I remember that one game where Drew Diener got fouled. There was like a 3-point shot at the end of the game, and he won it. All he had to do was hit one free throw or something like that.
One of my most memorable games, I think, Fun Like It finished second or third in the conference. And Green Bay West had the hot team in the league. They came in here the last game of the season and tried to finish off an undefeated year, and Fondy beat them.
Wow. Oh, wow.
A great game.
Yeah.
I did radio on that one. I'm about 19, I want to say about 80, 79, maybe 79 or 80.
Wow.
You won't even want to know where we were back
That's the
then.
year I was born.
We don't want to make Dave feel old.
Matt Bastion didn't even exist.
Yeah.
He wasn't even thought about yet.
wasn't even a twinkle in his parents' eye.
I'll tell you another game I remember is the Oakfield Oak Girls with Susie Vilbig and a great cast. The year they went down to the state tournament, coming in here and beating the Fun Like Hell.
Wow.
Oakfield?
Yes.
Wow. All right, whenever you're ready.
Okay, you're back.
And welcome back to the Redbird Arena. Final score, Fond du Lac falls tonight, 59-46 to Oshkosh West. Sean, from the get-go, really tonight, Fond du Lac struggled against Oshkosh West. Robbie Springborn, the only offense for Fond du Lac tonight. And when you got Robbie Springborn doing all that he can do, no other guy really steps up. Tough to win.
Oh, the defense that Oshkosh West played against Fond du Lac just confused the Cardinals' offense. It took away the dribble penetration that Robbie Springborn is known for and really is the catalyst of the Cardinals' offense. So Fond du Lac has to go to plan B at that time and try and work for some more perimeter shots. When they tried to go inside, those big guys for Oshkosh West had some clean block shots, really made it difficult for the Cardinals. On the other end, you know, offensive rebounds for Oshkosh West, some good position in the post. And, you know, West has been playing well towards the latter part of the season. Some of these junior big guys for their team been playing good, and you know, they came in here and they earned their victory tonight. You know, we talked about Fond du Lac playing at the Redbird Arena, and you know, with the floor being a little bit slick and all, you know, all the things that come with this old gymnasium. But you know, throw all that out the hat. That had nothing to do with Fond du Lac losing this basketball game. Oshkosh West came down to Fond du Lac and just outplayed the Cardinals. Yeah, you know, you talk about Oshkosh West, you credit them a lot for this victory. You know, I was more impressed tonight with Oshkosh West than I was when we saw Appleton West earlier this year. Oshkosh West just played a good basketball game tonight. They're going to be a very impressive team in the next couple of years in the FDA. And they're going to be a scary team coming up in this tournament run, as of course Fond du Lac and Oshkosh West in the same sectional. A chance for those teams to meet. Probably will cross paths once again, and hopefully when they do cross paths, it will be a better outcome for Fond du Lac. Just a reminder, upcoming action here on Charter Sports. You can check out our website, webpages.charter.net/NICKJODI. We will have upcoming action, what we will be doing this next week, and also the pairings are going to be released this week as well for the boys sectionals. We will have those on the website. We already have the girls pairings on the website, so check that out, webpages.charter.net/NICKJODI.
Tuesday night we'll either have the Fondy girls basketball game against Point or the Fondy hockey game.
Tuesday night we will either have the Fond du Lac girls basketball game at home against Stevens Point, or have the Fond du Lac hockey game. We're still checking out availability and stuff like that for those games. So one of those two that we will be having on Tuesday night. Check that out on our website. Well, thanks tonight. Goes out to the Video Sports crew here from the Redbird Arena. On camera tonight, Matt Bastian and Diana Schuler. Our producer and technical director is Dave Preston. Sean Kaiser with stats. For Sean, Dave, and the rest of the Video Sports crew, I'm Nick Van Acker. Have a good night, everybody.